Each pulse of the laboratory hummed with an intensity that resonated deep within Dr. Alara Ventis, echoing the urgency that coiled tight in her chest. The sterile environment buzzed with the hum of machinery and the flicker of screens, a stark contrast to the vibrant life pulsing outside in the university courtyard. Laughter and sunlight spilled into the world, oblivious to the existential dread that weighed heavily on her shoulders. Today, the very fabric of reality threatened to unravel, and Alara knew that the consequences would be dire. Zethar Kael lay motionless on the examination table, his countenance pale yet serene. Once a recluse whose brilliance illuminated the darkest corners of scientific inquiry, Zethar was no ordinary mind. He was the ontological anchor, the keystone upon which the very structure of reality balanced. His consciousness held the rare ability to perceive and stabilize the fabric of the cosmos. Without him, chaos loomed, a maelstrom of gravity distortions and time loops, echoes of lost souls trapped in the fractures of existence. "Alara, we need to act fast," Dr. Joran Silas urged, his voice a tense mix of desperation and determination. A friend from her past, Joran had once walked the narrow line between genius and madness in his relentless pursuit of knowledge. Every moment he remains unconscious, the world shifts further into instability. We can't trust conventional medicine to save him. The weight of their dire situation pressed down on Alara as she rifled through Zethar's archives, her fingers trembling over an ancient manuscript. The pages whispered secrets of the Ontological Anchor, a device rumored to bridge minds and realities. It was a risk, but one she was willing to take. Are we truly prepared to rely on something so esoteric? Joran's skepticism cut through the air, his brow furrowed in concern. "Desperate times call for desperate measures," Alara replied, her resolve igniting. Countless lives hung in the balance, a reminder of her duty not only to Zethar, but to the world teetering on the brink of oblivion. As they debated, strange phenomena began manifesting outside the laboratory. Passersby glimpsed faces in the clouds, buildings warped into impossible shapes, and the air thrummed with whispers, echoes of a reality straining to hold itself together. They had no time to lose. Gathering a motley crew of physicists, philosophers, and Nyla, a dreamwalker with an uncanny ability to navigate the realms of consciousness, Alara felt a flicker of both anxiety and hope. Nyla's ethereal presence added an otherworldly quality to their group, though some cast skeptical glances her way. Alara couldn't shake the thought. How did they end up here, drawn together by fate? "Into the unknown we go," she declared, her voice steady. Yet, as they delved deeper into the complexities of consciousness, conflict simmered between Joran and Nyla. Joran, grounded in empirical science, dismissed Nyla's insights as fanciful nonsense, while Nyla perceived untapped potential in the very mysticism he rejected. Their opposing views crackled in the air, but amidst the friction, an unexpected bond began to form, as if they were two sides of the same coin. Before them lay the ontological anchor, a curious contraption of shimmering metal and intricate gears, its purpose both thrilling and terrifying. Each gear turned in rhythm with the pulse of reality, mirroring the stakes at hand. As they initiated their experiments, surreal phenomena unfolded around them. Hallucinatory landscapes materialized, flickering memories of Zethar illuminating the room like fireflies, and they confronted remnants of his past, moments of joy, sorrow, and discovery that threatened to ensnare their minds. As they connected the anchor to Zethar's consciousness, they plunged into a vortex of swirling colors and sounds. Alara's heart raced as fragments of Zethar's life unfolded before her. His childhood dreams, the moment he grasped the weight of his role in the universe, the sacrifices made in pursuit of understanding. Each memory was a thread, weaving a rich tapestry of who he was and why he mattered. Just as hope began to swell, dark entities emerged from the shadows of the cosmos, manifestations of chaos, drawn to the power of the anchor. They engulfed the laboratory, their forms shifting and distorting reality itself. "All is lost," Joran cried, his voice barely piercing the encroaching darkness, threatening to swallow them whole. Panic hung thick in the air as Nyla's connection flickered, her powers waning under the oppressive weight of despair. In that suffocating darkness, Alara felt the crushing weight of failure settle upon her. Memories of Zethar's teachings echoed in her mind, the notion that consciousness is a choice, a matter of perspective. In that moment, clarity sliced through her despair. Hope was the anchor they needed to weather the storm. "Break into 3, Alara urged, her voice cutting through the despair. "We must shift our focus, embrace our roles as both observers and participants in this unfolding narrative." With renewed resolve, they activated the ontological anchor, channeling their collective will into the device. The laboratory vibrated with energy as shadows recoiled, light bursting forth and illuminating the darkness that threatened to consume them. They reached out to Zethar, their thoughts intertwining with his, forging a connection that transcended mere observation. "Wake up," Alara whispered, her voice a beacon in the void. In a moment suspended in time, Zethar stirred, his eyes flickering open. The world exhaled a collective sigh of relief, and the dark entities dissipated, unraveling, as reality stabilized around them. As Zethar regained consciousness, the chaotic whispers faded, leaving behind a world transformed yet familiar. The laughter from the courtyard resumed, blissfully unaware of how close they had come to obliteration. Alara and her team stood together, the bonds forged in crisis shimmering brightly in their eyes. They had saved reality, but they had also discovered something deeper, the strength of their connections. Each thread woven through their shared experiences underscored the delicate balance of consciousness. In that moment, they understood that while the universe might hinge on a single mind, it flourished through the unity of many.